it's hard to believe it's already been a full year since showings were temporarily shut down in various cities throughout the nation, Denver being one of them. There was so much uncertainty and fear in our communities at that time. Now, if you weren't paying attention to real estate in April 2020, that's okay, I got you, that's my job. That was a time when buyers were unable to step foot and go to a showing into homes that they were interested in making an offer on. In fact, not only were they not able to see the home before making the offer, they weren't able to see the home until their offer had already been accepted. That's just bonkers. So the reason I bring this up is it's important to recall and reflect upon where we were a year ago as we think about and digest the trends of today. Now that said, good things come to those who hustle has never been more true. The hyperactive demand for homes in Denver continues. I'm Jason Sirois. This is your May 2021 Denver real estate market update. Let's get started. The metrics I'm reporting on today are released each month to the public by the Denver Metro Association of Realtors, DMAR, of which I am a member. Now that report is linked down below. If you want to dive into the details and the stats yourself, you're welcome to. And of course, as always, if you want specific information about your neighborhood or your subdivision, contact me directly. I'd love to grab coffee and talk about it. First up, let's talk about average sale price. We are just shy of $624,000. That is up 6% from the previous month and up 24% from April of the previous year. Now you'll notice the graphic over here shows the separation between the detached single family and the attached single family, so you can focus on whichever metric is more relevant to your real estate interests. Moving on, median sale price, we have popped to $526,000 market-wide. That's up 5.2% from last month and up 19.5% from the previous year. Again, massive appreciation. Total homes closed for the month of April comes in at 5,088. This is slightly down from last month, but up 28% from this time last year, which, by the way, makes sense. If you think about the number of homes closing, that's up quite a bit, 28%, because March of last year, all the homes that went under contract in March closed in April. So we can expect to see fewer homes close in April 2020 because of all the uncertainty that started in March. People just said, hold up, I'm not going to shop. So take that metric with a grain of salt. Cool. Active listings at month end, April 2021, is 2,594. This is up 35% from last month, which is a common pop in our market as we get into the summer selling season, which we are in now. But this is still way, way down, 62% below from this time last year, which again is expected because of the uncertainty. Sellers did not want to put their homes on the market during all the turmoil that we were experiencing a year ago. Makes perfect sense. Median days in the MLS for both attached single family and detached single family, 4 days. I've talked about this before. You go on the market Thursday, you have showings Friday and Saturday, maybe the first half of Sunday, and you are under contract Sunday evening. It's that fast, which is why I say good things come to those who hustle. Moving on. Last metric here, close price to list price. We are at a market-wide 104.61%. So that means we're going 4.61% over ask market-wide. This is up 1.3% from last month and up 4.7% from last year. This brings me to my first closing thought. Homes are going for above list price and sometimes for way over list price. A lot of people are getting hung up on this idea that, oh my gosh, look how much over ask price or over list price this home went for. Everybody needs to understand that the list price is not what a home is worth. I'm looking straight into your soul. The list price is not what a home is worth. But the list price is probably where the bidding is going to begin. So I want to break that out a little bit and make that a little bit less intimidating by demystifying some of that. So when advising my clients on how much to offer on a home, I study recent closed sales and think the same way an appraiser is going to think. And I want to be clear about what this is not. This is not drawing a quarter mile or a half a mile circle around a subject home that you want to make an offer on, looking at the homes that have closed in the last 90 days, averaging out the price per square foot and saying, hey, this is about the average, but this home is in better condition, so let's offer more. That is a terrible strategy. Don't do it. Now, what you should be doing, what a great realtor is going to do, is make precise adjustments based on condition, bedrooms and bathrooms, the percentage of square footage above grade, which is above ground level, versus below grade. Hey, surprise, if you have a basement that is totally finished, you got a movie theater, you got a wet bar, everything's looking great, it doesn't matter. An appraiser is going to value any square footage of a home, even if it's finished below ground level, less than they value above grade square footage. So I digress. I could talk about the strategies and the way that I run a CMA, a comparative market analysis, for hours, and I will spare you those details. But the point is, once I have a narrow estimate of the value of where the home should appraise, that is when I give one or two detailed offer strategies to my clients that I am confident will win the offer. Cool. Last thought before wrapping up. I've been having more and more frequent conversations with family, with friends, clients, and colleagues about the impending shift that we are going to experience in our market, right? Our average sale price is up 24% from this time last year, and we all know that this sort of value increase year over year is really just not sustainable. We are not likely going to experience an instant bubble burst where we see a halt of appreciation, or worse, we see a slide back in value or a depreciating market. That's just not really the order of operations that we're likely to experience. Now, I love using analogies to understand concepts, to convey concepts, and I really like the analogy that Andrew Abrams, the chair of the Market Trends Committee, used in this month's Market Trends Report, again, linked down below. And to give him credit and also to paraphrase and expand upon his analogy a little bit here, think about the real estate market like traffic on a highway, but not a typical highway, okay? So if traffic is moving forward on this highway, that means homes are appreciating in value. If traffic is moving backwards in reverse on this highway, homes are depreciating in value, all right? So for the last year, the past 12 months, it has been absolute pedal to the metal, rapid acceleration forwards. We had 24% appreciation in the last 12 months, as I just mentioned. Now, let's just say that all drivers simultaneously let their foot off the gas pedal. Didn't apply the brake, but did in fact let their foot off the gas. We will certainly likely, unless there's something terribly wrong with your car, coast at a similar speed and drift to a more normal standard speed, which, by the way, in Denver, the 7% appreciation per year is our 30-year average. So let's just say that's our more normal speed, not 24% per year, which, by the way, is over twice the historic national average of 3%. So again, when you let your foot off the gas, your car does not come to a screeching halt, and it certainly doesn't automatically start going backwards. So think about that in terms of the next stage of real estate. Slowing appreciation down is likely before you see a slip into depreciation. Now, I realize for those of you who own a Tesla, that analogy probably doesn't make any sense. I am aware that when you let your foot off the gas of your futuristic car, a light brake is in fact applied. Tesla owners are not allowed to give me any flack for that example because I realize the flaw in physics that occurs for your situation. To wrap it all up, I love bringing you these videos. I love bringing you information about our market, and I hope you're getting one or two nuggets of value out of these when you're watching these videos. Thank you for watching this far. I greatly appreciate it. If you ever want to talk about real estate, about your neighborhood, your subdivision, grab a coffee, talk real estate, let me know. I'm easy to find. Be well, stay smart. Thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you next time.